Now, experience tells me that whenever I start a broadcast, I should go and check YouTube whether the whether the audio is working. Because the last one we did was over an hour long. There was no audio.
Without audio.
It was terrible.
Standard.
It was just terrible. So actually, I just got an email that I'm live. So I should, yes, show pictures. Okay, so I can hear myself, no problem. Just, okay. Right, so I can hear myself. Right, as I said earlier, the whole point of this stream, let's come away from this OBS Studio page to our Discord. The whole point of this, nobody's camera is on, so let's navigate. Let's open the Racing Hub. Right. And it's coming. I need to double click it here. Yes, okay. But now for some reason I'm not getting my simulations in the app. I have to go to the web page.
Sheldon, your audio is quite muddled, or is it just me? I can hear you.
Is this better?
But yeah, it's difficult to make out the words you're saying.
Is this better now?
Yeah, it is. But I think that when you start talking, I'm not sure what's going on, but it feels like you have you have a filter. But how is my own audio?
The audio is fine. I've just moved my microphone
I'm just using an iPad and I'm talking into an iPad on speaker, so I don't know why, but it feels muffled. It feels like if you have like a microphone or you have something. Okay, you are just talking into stuff. You know what I said?
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
I can hear you, right? But if I'm looking at the screen, then I can make out what you are saying. But like I said, I'm cooking, so I have to move away from the iPad a lot. And once I'm not looking at the screen, I can't really make out what you're saying.
Okay, that's fine. Let me see if I can change the.
It could be the speaker of my iPad too.
It's about to change. It's about to change. Just check this out. Is it any better? Is it better?
I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's fine. This seems a bit better.
This is better. A bit better or much better?
It's better, but I'm still looking at the screen. I think I should test it by not.
You're still looking at what?
No, if I'm looking at the screen, no problem with what you are saying because I can see your lips move. But if I'm not looking at the screen, then that's the new test.
So it's still difficult for you to hear me, is what you're saying?
I'm going to step away from the iPad now and see if I can still hear.
Okay. So I'm just going to go over to the Racing Hub client on the website. To the Racing Hub website, rather. I'll log in. And then, there we go. I put in my password. Right. And here we go. These are all my uploads, they call them, from practice, qualifying, races, etc. So you set up your telemetry to record in ACC, and you can get all of these laps that you've done, so that you can analyze them and start to see how you can improve. So can you guys hear me clearly now?
Well, it's a bit better. I can make out what you're saying, which is fine. I'm currently not looking at the screen, so it's okay.
You can make out. We want you to do better than make out what I'm saying.
Okay, I can hear you. I can actually hear you. It's fine.
Okay. All right. That's fine. All right. In that case, let's continue. So the thing that I, I find most interesting here is that you have access to your own uploads, and then you can also click on all to look at different people's uploads, and then you can now filter by car categories. You have your GT2, GT3, GT4. I'm not sure what CHL is, and this cup, and then ST, TCX. Alright, so I'm not sure what some of these items are. This is from ACC, so they should all be consistent with what we know GT2, 3, and 4. But yeah, so we can select GT3, and then that will narrow it down to that category. And you can actually look at versions of ACC. So, okay, that's fine. Now, we can also add filters. We can filter by track. We can filter by car. And so, for instance, I want to look at some tracks from, I don't know, Ricardo Tormo. Okay. And for some reason that's not working. So let's try again. Ricardo. Okay, so it's giving me something there.
You have not used this thing. You just put up with it.
Sorry?
No, I wasn't talking to you.
Okay. So let's see. If we type in Valencia. Yes, so now we have other people's laps from Ricardo Tormo in Valencia, and you can look at these in isolation. You can compare one one alien, for instance, to another alien. So we can compare Femo to AK, and we can, if we find
like Femi now, like Femi and AK.
Say that again.
Like Femi and AK.
Exactly. So you can find, if Femi has an upload here, you can find his own thing, and then you can find AK's own, and then you can sit in your house, compare them, understand how both of them drive, and maybe the next time you get on track with them, you can surprise them a bit when you're starting to drive like they are. But on a serious note, this is a really good feature that you have here to just compare random drivers, but also to compare drivers to yourself. Now, I've never claimed to be fast in ACC. I don't think I'm not even I don't think I'm not fast. Let's just leave it there. I'm not fast, right? But what I can do here, if I just close that up, right? My best time here, let's also switch that off. So my best time in Ricardo Tormo is 1:35.202 in a Bentley Continental. So I can also look at a time that I've run recently. This was on the 21st, 3 days ago, in a Porsche 992 GT3, 1:36.140. So I can select this.
Have you switched to the Porsche finally?
I think I have. I think I
have.
Left. Say that again.
The English boat. You have left the boat.
No, well, you see, the thing with that boat is that, yeah, it seems like it's been restricted a bit. It's not as nice to drive as it used to be.
But the thing is, it doesn't matter what the car is. Anybody can learn the driving style of the particular car.
Yes.
That's what I do. So the trips is deciding what car you like. For example, now, the reason I like Lamborghinis is because even when a Lamborghini is standing still, it looks like it is going. So even when it is parked, it still looks. It is clear that this is a fast car. So
No, yes, definitely.
I own no pass like that.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, the Lamborghini does look nice. I don't know why. Actually, no, I know why. It's from the training courses at the beginning of ACC. You know, if you start a new career, you know, I'm not able to do as well in that Lamborghini at the beginning as I am able to do in either the Bentley or the Porsche, and it just drives me crazy that that's what you are limited to at the when you start a career in ACC. But anyway, let's look at this, right? So if I select this Porsche 992 GT3 here, right, and then I select this my all-time best on Ricardo Tormo, I can select this as my reference. So I'm selecting the one I did recently as the source, and then selecting this where is it, this one 135.202 as my reference. So now what I've got here is a whole load of telemetry that compares my current best with my all-time best, right? So, and I say current best because I just about know how to run a good 136 at Valencia, right? But my all-time best is a 135.202. I know that the aliens are doing 131, 132, but we are trying to get there. We're not quite there yet.
What car did you do 135?
It was the Bentley. So you have all the information here. Who you are comparing yourself to? Who owns the reference? What car? The dates, type of session, and then the best.
How far now? I didn't know when you joined.
Oh, AK is in. Welcome. Oh.
Yeah, Joe, everyone, good evening.
Welcome, alien.
So,
which planet you from come?
Claim it in Jesus' name.
Oh!
Which planet you from come?
Good evening. Yoga day here.
Hey, Famostic. How about you
now?
now?
Banter between Femi and AK.
Oh, we try, Jerry. We
say Yoga day here.
I still recover from that Red Bull ring, Jerry.
That Red Bull ring was that Red Bull crazy. Sure.
Anyway, so we're looking at this, right? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Where the video now?
You know, the video day for Discord.
I'm not seeing it. Hold on.
Hold on.
Okay.
No, it's there now. Are you able to see?
It's there.
Okay.
I can see it now.
Okay, so what I'm just comparing is my all-time best time in Ricardo Tormo and my recent best. So the all-time best, I think I ran this last year, October, right? And this was, the recent best was in June. So I can see here where I am making mistakes compared to the last time. But then I can also deselect this and say I want to select a better time. So once I change that to all, I'm now looking at everybody who has set a time and shared their details. So I'm looking for something that's 131, looking in this line, and can keep looking until we get, oh look, there's a 129 here. So this guy, Vinix NNR, has run a 129.910. So I can select this, and then I can run this mouse around the course and see the difference between my speed and this other person's speed. And I can now start targeting to just drive a little bit more like this guy. Now, this is speed that we're looking at here. If you press that arrow there, you start to get throttle and brake.
Yes.
And you can... Sorry, go on. Oh, I think he's not talking to us. So you can see the difference between my braking and this gentleman's braking. Well, it might be a lady, who knows? But this is somewhere that I can start to identify areas of improvement. Now, if we also look at the speed going into corners, right? You can see, of course, every peak is a corner. Where a corner is starting, of course, that's where you slow down and then pick up again. So every peak is the start of a corner. So I can see that at the start of this corner, I'm slower than this guy. At every point, literally, I'm slower. At every point, literally, and so these are things that I can just pick up and look at and say, okay, what am I doing wrong? I can see that on this last, I said this in the group, I don't know if you guys remember, that last kink before the final corner, and maybe we'll get into the sim so I can show you. I am slowing down a whole lot here, and you can see this here. This guy is maintaining 163 miles per hour. I'm coming down to 126.
Why is this thing?
Falabi, what did you say?
Me, I did watch ball.
This guy. Focus where focus is due. They're with us here now. So anyway.
No. Ball don't finish.
Okay, we thank God. Ball don't finish. Combo will look moto. So you guys can see that, I'm slowing down a whole lot here, and this is a challenge, right? This area, I'm probably losing a whole second here at the moment. So, and this would mean that if I was able to gain this second back, I would go back to that 135.
Oh, me, I know the corner. Yeah, that's the same corner.
Yeah,
that part where you have the points there. Yes, that is my slowest part of the
See the steering angle as well, Steve.
So okay, actually you're right. You can see the steering angle. I am turning a whole lot more than this guy. So obviously this guy is using what's it called? He's using trail braking a lot more than I am. So he's turning less than me.
The first question for this thing is that approaching this corner, where is the braking point for this thing?
So let's see, right? If we bring it here, the throttle and brake is 1. We're looking for a change.
And the second thing is, what gear are you supposed to be on taking that curve?
So
or braking? What do you downshift to before you take that curve?
Look and see. Can you see where I am braking? The braking is at the point where that one drops. Right? Look at that and see how much later this guy starts to brake.
Yeah, because I've had instances where, okay, by the time we take that, you see, after the long straight, after that straight there, then you are approaching it. Usually, by the time we get out of that last curve, by the time the AI puts the power down, they seem to be able to put the power down earlier than I can. So by the time we approach that street, they are already in front of me. Their braking point, not necessarily, but I can't catch them anymore because they just brake, they chuck it in, and then they have gone. Me, well aware that there are two places that will upset the car. Those things that bounce the car up if you step on them.
Sausages.
If you watch any of the good guys, lap guides, they will tell you to avoid that thing. But if you are going to go fast, it's almost impossible to do that.
So it's all about, well, I think actually this guy, how late he's braking suggests how late he's braking, and the steering angle that he's using here suggests to me that he's taking more advantage of trail braking than I am. And if you can trail brake into this corner.
What's the stuff at the bottom there? I can't quite see it. Where next to the steering, to the left and to the right of the steering, there are some inputs that are going up and down.
Those are the brake and throttle.
Probably brake and throttle.
Brake on the left, throttle on the right.
So what's the color? What are the colors?
So the blue,
There's one red one and there's a blue one.
yeah, the
What's that?
blue. Anywhere where you see blue is the reference. The reference. Sorry, anywhere you see blue is the source input, and the source input is your own input. The reference
Okay.
input is who you are using as a benchmark. So this guy
Right,
who
right,
did
right.
a 129, and you can see it up here. So source, this is me, Sporting Experience, Porsche 992, etc., etc.
All right. It's not
136.
very clear. It's not very
Okay.
clear. I can't read the text.
The challenge
That's
that
not
I
bad.
have is that we're looking at my what's it called? My we're reading it on my ultra wide. So let's see. I mean, I don't know if this is better. Are you able to see more? You probably wouldn't be.
Can anyone else read the
No,
text?
this is going to make it smaller. This is going to make
Okay.
it even smaller. If you divided the screen, then you have the real estate. Okay, so on full screen, yeah, the text is difficult to read actually.
Okay.
I can okay, yeah, that makes more sense. So it's source and reference. See, since you can zoom it, we can read it.
Yeah. Okay. So I can zoom it.
I could
And
tell
then-
that the other one was referenced, but I couldn't tell what the first one.
Yeah. So the where you have this color, this like dark blue, almost purple, this is my input. This is my data, right? And then this guy that I found his lap best is 129,910. This is one that's in red. So all that you were reading at the bottom here was
Okay.
so the brake and throttle difference for this guy, between this guy and myself. Yeah. So right. So I think that the next thing that you can look at is Afolabi, you were saying earlier, what gears am I using to go into these corners? So
Yeah.
we can, okay, so if we start from the beginning, right? If we start from the beginning, by the time I get to this corner, I'm in gear 5, the guy's in gear 5, okay? I come down to gear 3, to gear 4 rather. The guy comes down to 3, actually. And then
So that means that he's then able to rotate the car better than you will.
okay.
Which means he can point it in the direction he wants to leave and get back on the power of the throttle faster than you will.
Okay. Now, before I started going into that corner in gear 4, I was using gear 3 into that corner, and I was slower. So I've been able to save time by holding gear 4 so that the engine does not slow down so much. But of course, I'm sacrificing rotation.
And don't forget the Porsche has a higher rev limit.
Okay.
So you may not have to drop down to 3 because it's still got power in force.
That is
Some
true.
cars are different.
Yeah, that is true. So the cars are different, actually. You are right. So maybe if we're comparing apples with apples, then we might get a better comparison.
All right, try and do that now. Let's see
Okay.
apples to apples.
So let's see. Maybe I can find a Porsche with a good time. So add filter 992. Okay. And I want to. Okay, I'm already selecting all. So I'm looking for. Okay, this is 132. It's not bad, but let's see if we can find something better. 131. I might come back to that 131 if I don't find anything on the next 2 pages.
Can you sort by?
No, you can't sort, unfortunately.
on the right there?
On the right. Oh, sorry. You're right. Okay, so actually this is the best time. That 131.315. So I'll select this. And now we have a more like for like comparison. So both of us are using gear 4 into this corner actually, but he is achieving gear 6 while I'm holding on to gear 5. This means that he's going to get faster on this straight, because by this corner in gear 5 I'm on the limiter. I remember that. I remember that I was on the limiter at this point, but because I was almost at the corner, I felt there was no point. So, okay, that's fine. Gear 4. Let's look at the next corner. So he's gearing down before me. He's coming down to gear 2. I'm gear 2. He's coming down to gear 1. And I'm holding gear 2. Okay? Let's see. And it's so funny. He's come down to gear 1, but he gets up to gear 3 before me. Okay, that's fine. Gear 3 as well. 4, 2. That's right, 2. We're both in 2 round this corner. 3. Oops, sorry. 2. And then should both be in 4 all the way to this one. Gear 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 1. So he's going through the gears more than me. Some of these sharper, tighter corners, he's getting into gear 1 rather. Now, coming to this corner where we've talked about, of course, I'm braking before him, and if you look at my braking, it's more progressive than his. His is literally stand on the brakes for a bit, come off, and then go around. So we're both in gear 3, but I think he's going in, he's going in faster. Look at the steering angle, he's also trail braking. So, and then coming around this last corner, we're both down to gear 2, and then on to the end. So I guess the gearing is mostly the same, but there are some corners where he is coming down into gear 1, and as you say, yes, that gives it spins the rear wheels a bit more, gives you a bit more access to trail braking, to rotation, but then rotation on acceleration may not necessarily be a good thing. So what do you guys think?
It's a solid app. It's a good app to compare that data now. So definitely they've got some stuff in there. RPM, brakes. What else? What other options are there?
So let's see. Going on to the next. So we can actually now track oversteer and understeer.
I think this is just a web version of this. What's the name of this software now? I have it on my PC.
AI or which one?
I can't remember the name now. The name just jumped out of my head. I was about to say it.
There's another one. Track Titan.
The one that professional race drivers use.
Okay.
I can't remember the name. Yeah, Motec.
Yeah, this is all lifted from Motec now.
It's lifting Motec data.
Yeah, it's lifting the telemetry that it saves.
Yeah.
But I think you have to enable telemetry.
Yes, you do.
So this is what Motec does.
Yeah, you have to select the number of laps you want the telemetry.
This is what Motec does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just literally the same thing.
The only thing that this one does not give you that Motec gives you is your dampers.
Let's see.
Yeah, your suspension. Yeah.
Your suspension data and dampers.
Okay. You are right. Actually, that's not here. So I guess that's something I'll throw at them. I'll find out from them. Okay, is that something that you're looking to bring out? Or, I mean, they say that if you look, profile plans, so
Again,
there is this one that is coming soon. So, and then this one will have suspension
The
setup
suspension
review,
setup review. That's all right.
driving
Yeah,
insights,
okay.
progress tracking. So yeah, I think it's definitely a good place to start.
What's the annual plans? Annual plans.
Annual
Click
plans,
on that
it'll be a
radio,
little
that
bit
toggle
cheaper.
button. Let's see what he's saying.
So €30 per year, which
Does that work out cheaper? These people said €30. Okay, €3.99, 12, €36. Okay, so you're saving €6.
And then on the more expensive one, you save 7 times. Okay, that's 84. You save almost €15. 14 euros.
14 euros.
$2.99 after 1 year.
So what they're saying actually is that
Session time 200.
after the first year, it will revert to a monthly thing. But then maybe you can then go and upgrade. You can then go and what's the word? Reapply for another year to make that saving. But yeah, what add-ons? Okay, so what is this now?
He said they simplified it, because I remember that Motec was so, it was very, very.
So on
So it's a lot more complicated than this.
It's not simple. It's not simple to set up.
Yeah, on my old PC, I think at one point I downloaded Motec.
I noticed that most of the ACC guys use Motec.
They all do that too. ACC. So they use Motec now.
They are able to figure it out.
Take the telemetry. There are some I don't quite get with how they. I don't know how, when I've seen the CDA setup for that Mercedes, the way they set it up like a Porsche. And I'm like, how are they running such a high anti-roll bar at the back? It was like 11. I was like, 11. That is what you do to a Porsche, because the engine is at the back.
That's how they come up on those meta setups. They just turn it to yeah. I saw something like that. There was a guy that was making a video that was comparing the thing to like doing a setup like a regular person, that understands, what the anti-roll bar is supposed to do, and then meta where they just take everything, some of the values to the extreme highest or the extreme lowest. People seem to have figured out that those things give you an advantage.
No,
so I don't
know that if you increase anti-roll bar, you're stiffening, you're reducing the ability of the car to roll, and you're reducing the basically that energy has to go somewhere. So it will destabilize, it will lose you traction.
It doesn't seem like ACC's physics were modeled as realistic as possible, because some of the setups they are doing there, you should not normally set the car up like that. But setting it up like that goes faster, and that's what people are looking for eventually. So they just know what setting is going to make the car faster, whether it is realistic or not.
No, but you see that Mercedes one, I'm telling you that what I'm thinking now, I've driven that car and I found it to be quite understeery. So if you're putting a higher...
Porsche is supposed to be understeery, that's the nature of that car.
No, not the Porsche, the Mercedes.
Okay.
Because you have an engine in front.
It was when I do, but my fastest lap on Ricardo Tormo was done on the Mercedes GT3.
Okay, how much was it?
That's the only car I got 135 consistently on.
Okay. I found that, I haven't driven it in a while, but I found that the Mercedes was quite understeery, and people don't like understeer. So in order to get your car to be more oversteery, you will stiffen your rear anti-roll bar and loosen the front.
Mm-hmm.
So if people are raising it high up, it looks like, to me,
but isn't that the front engine? Okay, well, no, that is supposed to be a front engine thing, but the Mercedes and the BMW handles completely differently, and both of them have their engines in front. I don't understand.
Yes. Now,
I'm able to control the Benz right off the bat. The BMW, nah, I need to set up a few things, otherwise I can't drive that car.
yeah, but the BMW and the Benz are also quite anatomically different. Yes, they are both front engine, but the location of the engine in relation to the front axle is different. The nose of the Benz is longer.
Yep.
And all of these things affect handling. Right? And again, it depends on the stock setup of the springs. If you have harsher springs in front or in the back, all of that will be that will make your driving experience different. So I am thinking that actually, I mean, we already know that the Benz is a grandfather's car. If you want a true driver's car, you need a BMW. As much as I hate to admit that, the BMW is more of a driver's car. It is a better sorted performance car. So
Yes, so
I think that you will find that the BMW out of the box is probably better tuned, and the anatomy of the car means that you get better handling. But in order to get the Mercedes to do similar, you do want to get a bit more oversteer out of it. But Afolabi, I know that you don't like oversteer, Sha. So,
no, I can't control oversteer car because I haven't really learned how to catch snap oversteer like that. I mean, I can catch it, but
no, nobody likes snap
I know
oversteer.
I'm not doing the right thing.
Nobody likes snap oversteer. That's mid corner oversteer.
Catch you, don't catch you with that.
Eh?
Oh,
So once he catch you, don't catch you with
You
that.
don't,
I can't catch it.
once he catch you like this, you
another
can't
stair car
do anything.
is not because with another stair car, I'm able to control exactly how much I want the nose to turn in. But oversteer car is telling me that this is the quantity it is going to do. I should work with it.
But Afolabi, let me challenge you there. The Porsche, out of the box, you set the what's it called, the suspension. So you set the setup to aggressive, right? And you take it
Yeah.
out onto the track. You will get snap oversteer. But I use this Popometer guy's video to tune the setup of that car, and I got rid of snap oversteer. That's why I can drive the car.
Okay.
So it might be.
So I took some Motec setup, but I think it was probably the Meta one where they just put everything to the highest or to the lowest for the BMW, and that's how I could drive the BMW. If I don't do that setup, I cannot drive that car.
I want to try and challenge as many of us as possible to study the real meaning behind some of these setup items, so that actually you can go and play with it and find something that somebody else does not know.
I think that is only valid if the physics is properly modeled, where increasing and decreasing.
No, but it's still properly modeled. It's just there's a glitch.
There will always be
There's a glitch
differences,
because
slight
people still use
differences.
Motec to get their setups and it's solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll find that it's not that far off. But many of us, we know they drive the
I guess
real thing.
compared to the OG Assetto Corsa, which one of them have like the setups affect the car properly?
Well, I don't know, but what I can tell
The
you is
OG,
that
the
original
problem with
Assetto Corsa,
OG AC, the
force
problem
feedback on
with
that
OG
thing is
AC
amazing.
was that the issue with OG AC was that it did not have default setups, so it did not get safe, aggressive, and wet. So it was just some random. I don't know how they even came on. So if you didn't know setups,
some cars are practically undrivable, and that OG.
Yeah, exactly, it was.
And then you do set up, and all of a sudden you can control the car. I was very pissed because for a very long time I avoided the sim because I thought I couldn't just drive. But I could drive ACC just fine, and I was wondering, so why can't I control the cars in AC? So I took some of the setup parameters I do on ACC normally, and I was replicating them on AC, and all of a sudden I could drive the car, and I was like, why?
But that further corroborates the point.
Funny enough, it was ACC that I learned car setup very well.
Because I love the OG AC. I love that.
Yeah, the OG AC. I just jumped in and I drove it. The only thing was tire pressure. I was doing on the OG AC. I didn't really know. I didn't know all those. Yeah, I didn't know all those other little things, But when I jumped into ACC, that's when I started understanding. Okay, this is what affects that. Blah blah.
I went to go and watch as many setup videos as I could. Traction.gg, Popometer, all of these guys, they have some solid videos on there actually. And the thing is that if you keep jumping between cars, you will never get it right to a T. You have to settle down with one car.
I disagree with that. Because jumping into different cars helped me understand the cars. So I can jump into any car and know, okay, this is what I need to change first. There are some things that you just change when you jump into
I don't tell you
a car.
You this guy, you are an alien. You're not meant to be doing this kind of conversation with mere mortals.
Now the experimentation now. Pick one car to understand that car. And I would say this, pick one front engine. When you leave that front engine, go to a mid engine. When you leave the mid engine, go to the rear engine. And then you now understand some very basic differences, that they just stand out. You'll be like, okay, so when you step into a front engine car, okay, this is what I should be looking for.
Yes.
This is the behavior I should be looking for in so corner. But it does help. It does help.
No, I think I do understand what you mean. Overall, yes. I have jumped between the Bentley, the R8, and recently the Porsche. There are a few of them I've driven. I've even driven the NSX. I mean, if you look here, you'll find that there's one NSX time here, I think. Or maybe it's not.
I think the only track I did on this.
Okay, no, there isn't. Okay, it's just.
So how do you search? How do you search a user?
So you can search a user here if you know.
Okay, that's cool.
Let's see if I can find you. What's your? Let's believe, Abi.
I don't think I've
AK1.
Try AK. I don't think mine will be.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. There you are. So we can now carry AK's Paul Ricard time and go and put it next to our own time, and then we can see how we can start to.
Paul Ricard 154. How them they drive this thing?
See, we look at this. We they drive 2 minutes.
I don't think you guys understand. My best time on Paul Ricard is a 2 minutes on the dot.
You don't see Afalabi?
This is the best I can do.
No, you see, the one thing that I want to know.
When you were practicing for this tournament, you dropped below 2 minutes now.
I did get a 159, but I didn't get better than that. Okay, what I want to know is how fast you go in this. You see, you are a mad person, AK. You see, this is what I wanted to know. This is why how can somebody race with your type?
I hate this track, so I know will lie you.
How can somebody race with your type? A whole 50 kilometers per hour.
Well, literally just have fun. Look at the steering. Look at the steering angle as well.
BMW M4. 155. That's a solid 5 or 6. No, Normally, I would do 202 without thinking. So that's a solid 7 seconds faster than why we go call the race. 7 seconds is not competition now.
That's why
See,
when
the stereo
AK is calling me that we should come and race, which racing are we racing? If you want to train me,
Yes,
say
you
that.
do.
That's
And
different.
you will lap after 3 laps.
Eh?
But this is a good software to own, Sha. You can quickly compare data. It's a nice.
I just love the comparability. It is good.
It's good. It's good. It's good actually.
So there we go.
Comparability cannot bring talent, ja.
What cannot bring talent?
This comparability cannot bring talent.
No,
If you don't know,
Afolabi, this is not talent that we are looking for. It's practice makes perfect that we are trying to do. The people will get talent, made them the talents they go. We want to be able to know where we are putting time in. So, for instance, this what's it called? Let's see. Okay, so can you see the difference in speed at certain points? Look at this at
yes,
this point.
you are 111 and he is on 133. How do you want to catch him?
How do I want to catch him? And then here, look. You know all those homeless people where they wonder where they sleep. They sleep for this space for nights.
I mean, I have to go and look for food to eat now.
The food where you they find Afolabi a day here. Now here, food dey. Now here you can build a Tesco supermarket in this space. You know? So these are the things that you start to say, okay, I'm being a bit conservative here. But how can I manage to carry more speed into this corner? And okay, so at what point am I braking? Let's see. You can see that. Okay, AK is braking. Okay, that he's braking earlier than me. Actually, I'm a bit confused. AK is the blue. I am the red. So AK has braked. He has done his braking. He has finished the braking, and then he's. I'm confused. I think I will have to actually sit down with this.
Is that a ratio? Is that a ratio or the actual
it
input
is a
itself?
ratio of throttle over brake. So actually, if you want to see what is actually happening, you can see it here. So where are you braking? Who is braking first? I am braking way too much. Can you see? AK is only braking 33%. Maximum 39%. Oops, sorry. And then you go through the corner and that's it.
See, this is what I was telling you. I noticed that there was a time. I've created some times that I have not been able to repeat on, say, Gran Turismo. And I noticed that the difference was I wasn't stamping on my brakes. That was the difference. I was just lightly tapping it. Now, the problem is that in a race, you are going too fast. You need to pay attention to where you are going enough to see if that light tap is taking your brake up to 100%. Because if it can, then it is pointless to stamp on it since the light one has taken you to 100%. What that does for you is you are able to get off the brake quickly. Once you get off the brake quickly too, it's as basic as this. I know you faster guys will understand this thing. But how long?
See, that's where
it took me to understand that if you are still stepping on the brakes, it is more difficult to turn your car.
You crank up the ABS, man.
I don't want to. The whole point is supposed to learn how to drive without ABS.
For that Mercedes, my ABS is around 450.
No, for GT3. For BMW, I drive with a high ABS, so otherwise I still no go fit control that car.
But I think that's one of the benefits of a load cell pedal. The travel
my
distance.
pedal is load cell now.
Yeah, the travel distance as well helps.
I have the TLCM pedals.
Yeah, going from 0 to 100 is in a very short distance. So you can get to 100 very quickly.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Light touch can still get me to 100. So I did not need to stamp it.
Really?
I don't.
That means you need to set it up differently now. You can't have light touch 100%.
You see, you need to see my leg first.
Let me show you guys something.
If you see my leg, you understand what I talk. My legs are fat, as in issue plenty. So, and the way I've said, so I intentionally moved my pedals far away from me so that I have to actually reach to step on it, so that way I will not be exerting as much pressure, even if I wanted to.
Guys, this is the calibration for my Simjack pedals, right? So,
okay, your schedule, sorry,
hold on.
Your wheelbase don't land.
Oh, me? No, it's been shipped. It's been dispatched now. The wheel has arrived now. The wheel has arrived, but the base is still on its way. And they even look one pedal self, the SimLab XP ones. And also, there's one from China called Simubox.
Some of those guys, they buy some of those Chinese ones, man. The kind of things those pedals have there.
If you see this Simubox, a 3-pedal set for like $250, get hydraulic and all that.
The pedals that I'm using now, Simjacks, they are
Simjack. They are the same people now.
Yes, I bought Simjacks. They are quite amazing, actually. It's only that, you know, when Earthlings are using Martian or alien equipment, it's like we are wasting it. But can you see the what's it called?
The text is not legible.
Leave the text. See if you can see this what's it called? This pointer.
The pointer.
Yes. So that is this is the calibration of my brake pedal. Now I'm pressing it pretty hard to get it to the end. And from what you guys are saying, what I'm thinking is that I need to be on max at this point. Right? So that I'm only needing to press this much. So that when I reach here, I you know, there's a lot more driving that you can do when you are not having to press with full strength, which I'm having to do. So
but the harder you have to press, the better, because it means that when you put less weight on it, you can trail brake. And that is the thing. When I moved from my T3 PAs to Fanatec, it took me a while, because it took me a while to really master that muscle memory. I know that term is overused in the sim world, but truly,
it is not for brake.
It is a key. That muscle memory, you have to be driving all the time, because once you build that muscle memory, you now know how much pressure you're putting in just by how much weight you're putting on that brake pedal. It's crazy. Like you were asking, how is it possible I can carry 233 kilometers into that corner? Because I just know there's a way I will tap the brakes. I will know I've had enough braking. It's crazy.
This is what
you just know.
This is the load cell part. Knowing how much force, not brake travel. Not brake travel. And you just tap it small, medium. Okay, this is enough brake. Or you lift it. This is it.
Now, what I'm thinking to myself rather, is whether I should modulate my braking between this point and this point, so that when I'm pressing this much, because I can press this much, I can press this much, I can press this much. The question is, am I overexerting myself by doing this?
Not at all. Not at all. You just need the time to build a muscle memory to know how much pressure you put to get to the point where you are now. It's just remembering. Okay, this is roughly 20%.
I do
The
want
the best way to set up your brake pedal that gives you that muscle memory you're talking about is to first of all put minimum weight on the pedal.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that minimum weight gives you in terms of percentages on your pedal software, you make sure that it gives you at least a minimum of 50% braking, like your minimum pressure. If that pressure gives you 50% braking, that's your first stage braking. Then the second one is to now put like your maximum force on the pedal to get you to 100%. So you know that every single time you put minimum pressure on the brakes, you have 50% braking.
They're getting
When you
at
put
least
maximum
50%.
pressure, you get exactly. When you put maximum pressure, you get 100%. That way, you start to build that muscle memory to know how much is your instinct, your instinctive braking, which is like the first minimum pressure that you apply to the brake. You know that instinctive braking is 50% or is below 50%. That way you can trail brake easily when you are like in mid corner and you are trying to release. Maybe you're already in 100% braking and you're trying to trail off, all the way down to say maybe 30% braking to give you your maximum speed through the corner. That way you know that once you are down to 50, you just have to keep releasing your muscle to take it all the way back to 30. That way you can easily build that muscle memory required to trail brake in a corner. So that setting up your brakes, your brake system that way, especially setting up the curve, the response curve. So like for me, for instance, my response curve is kind of is U-shaped, sort of U-shaped. It starts off slow and then it picks up when it gets above 50%. So when I'm
Oh, you mean
braking, when I put
the
minimum
gamma?
force and I'm braking, I'm around between 0 to 50%. Then
Mm.
when I apply maximum force, there's a faster response to my braking to go up to 100%. That way, I know that if I'm getting to a corner where I need 100% braking, once I apply, it gives me that 100% quickly. But if I'm in a corner where I don't need 100% and I just apply minimum force, that minimum force will slowly, gradually build up to 50%. So that way, I don't miss my braking in the corner.
You
That's the
might
way I set
find
it up. I don't know if that will help
yeah,
you.
you might find it
I actually
as
understood what you said.
you might find it as gamma in the racing sim software. So I know what you mean. When you apply it, it doesn't. It's not like a parabolic kind of
But what he
curve.
described is parabolic, more like it's a geometric progression.
It's not linear. It's not.
No, it's not linear.
Yeah, it's
Because
not
from
linear.
what
It's
you said,
parabolic. Yeah, it's parabolic,
it's
but
parabolic. So
U-shaped,
it's
not
slow up to 50%
um
first, and then
um
it's fast between 50 and 100.
concave, not convex. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
from what you have said to me, Femi, actually, I don't think you understand how impactful that was. That was quite impactful.
I'm just digesting. I listened to that and I'm like, oh, okay.
So you see, this is my natural braking
Because
point.
braking is where you gain time. All of us can stamp on the throttle. It's the same thing the car will do. But what happens when you slow it down? That is where the faster drivers show up.
So
the ability to slow down the car and then to pick it up again after slowing it down. That difference, that's where the faster drivers are. They know how to slow it down in the minimum possible time, and some of the rest of us are just slowing the car down for as long as we possibly can before we get it back up again. And they've gone.
Where it is now, 22256, 22556. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna for now set this to 18,000.
Oh, too late.
Okay, so Femo, this is what you have done for me.
You cannot press it.
This is what you have done for me.
Exactly. You can't press it. You need to be serious to press it. So how
So every time I just add small power, I'm getting between 47 and 50%.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is
Then your
fantastic.
second
Actually,
stage braking is now like maximum power. That should get you to 100%.
so maximum power is here, and
Yeah.
that's not a lot of that actually I can learn that muscle memory quite quickly. Actually,
Yeah.
that Femo, that actually, thank you for that. Thank you. You are a good man. You're a good man. So I'm going to go and chase AK now.
Another thing about braking is that it's easier to brake when you are off throttle. What I mean by that is, if you're heading to a corner and you know that your braking point, let's say Monza first turn, you know your braking point is 150.
Yeah.
At the 150 mark is not where you're supposed to be releasing your throttle. That one, you are supposed to have released your throttle, like say maybe 170 mark. That's when you also have released your throttle. Exactly. You need to enter your costing phase at that 170. So that by the time you touch your brakes at 150, you are getting maximum braking force on your car. Like you're reducing your momentum as quickly as possible. Because if you are releasing your brakes at 150, your momentum is still peak at 150. So by the time you touch your brakes, it's difficult to slow down the car. Yeah, you will not be as fast through the corner because you are moving so fast, your brain is trying to slow down the car as quickly as possible. So you naturally will apply maximum force braking. But if you enter coasting phase before you start to brake,
yeah,
it will be easier for you to control the car. So your brain will not apply maximum force on your brake pad. So you can easily trail brake to the corner. Like you can apply like 50% or 70% braking and then trail off as you are slowing down into the corner to gain more speed through the corner. That way you are more stable through that corner rather than applying 100% and then trying to fight with the wheel to kind of slow the car down through the corner. That way, you just you keep losing time. Yeah,
I probably overshoot.
Well, you should apply 100%. 100% from a fast corner like that. 100% should be your first.
AK.
Yeah, obviously, yes, 100%. For some people, 100%, but for some, you might not. Like sometimes I do 80, and then I trail brake off 80 at the 150 corner at that first turn.
Yeah. Okay, you have the ability.
Now 100
you have the ability to break even lower than 150. How do you do it?
Mine is 100 till the moment my hand starts turning that steering wheel. Then I start letting off the brake. As long as my wheel is straight, that thing.
My question is, you are able to for you at Monza Stone 1, your braking point is not necessarily 150. It can be lower. How do you do it?
I slam on the brakes now, only 100% till I begin to start turning the steering wheel. And
if I do not slam on my brakes at 150, I am overshooting that corner. Irrespective of what car
it could be your suspension settings, sir. It could be suspension setting too as well, because then if it's it depends on the weight transfer, how it transfer that weight, and so there's a bit that has to do with your suspension setup to help you brake a bit later. A very stiff suspension.
No matter the car you're driving, 150 is your max. Mozart on 1.
I'm telling you that
you can't be less than 150.
Brake lower than 150.
If I'm in a Porsche or the McLaren, I can brake after 150.
AK can brake after 150. I've watched these videos before.
Bro, it's possible. 100% possible.
I don't understand.
No, but you see what we're having here. What we're seeing.
But the thing is, 100% should be the initial input.
But
for any brake, as long as it's a high speed,
sometimes I can do 80.
But
if you are coming,
100.
If you are coming from high speed, 100% should be the initial input.
But AK,
you might not stay in 100 for long, but the initial input is always 100 because that's where you're getting maximum braking.
Okay, you agree that you and Femi are quite evenly matched, Abby? What we're seeing here is actually the different driving styles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's different driving styles.
Different driving styles, and also, you are always driving the BMW. Femo is always in the Mercedes. So
I've been driving a Mercedes for the last month now.
okay, me I haven't seen you driving Mercedes. Oh, now BMW I didn't see you. So, but there's definitely different driving styles, and I just think
All I'm saying is, if you pull up any Monza, the quickest Monza laps on this app now, right now, and you look at their braking input, you see that T1 100% must be. If we pick the first 100 quickest times, is 100.
there's nothing like data when it is available.
I'm telling you.
There's nothing like data.
Let's take a look at it,
Ah,
because
this is-
another thing
Way
with
Monza.
braking, entering into a fast, coming from a fast straight. Another thing with braking is for the Merc, you can use your engine braking. So engine braking works a lot for me. I like to do engine. I'm a big engine braking fan, because
Yes,
usually when you downshift as quickly as you are braking, it helps you slow down the car further. So you might not need as much braking as another car that doesn't have as much power with the engine braking. So engine braking works a lot for me.
Yeah,
some
but
other people are not fans
the
of
general
engine braking, but
narrative,
I'm a fan of
the
engine
general
braking.
narrative is if you do that downshift, you are downshifting a GT3 like you're driving a Formula 1 car, you are going to upset the car. So they ask you to downshift it.
It works for me. It works for me. So the way I set up the car,
like that.
the way I set up the car is for me to be able to use that downshift. So usually when I'm downshifting, when I'm applying my engine braking, I'm making sure that my my steering wheel is straight so that the rear will not kick out. And then I'm also making sure that I've already started my braking before I actually apply the downshift. Because if you apply the downshift before you start the braking, your rear will most likely kick out. Especially in the Merc, your rear will most likely kick out. Well, some other people are not downshift fans. They want to brake first before they start downshifting. But for me, I always use the engine braking. Engine braking is my biggest asset in braking.
But you know that there are certain sims that restrict the amount of downshifting you can do at a time. I think some of them you can set it, but for like Assetto Corsa, I don't know where to set it. If you are trying to downshift like you're driving a Formula 1 car, it puts a stopper in between, so you can't just go like that. You must give it some time. But the problem is that engine braking is important. If you are not if you are not already at a particular gear, by the time you get to that corner, you are likely to overshoot it.
So here we are coming into turn 1 of Monza, and everybody day at one point or the other, everybody day for 100%. So this guy on the left, he got to 100% first.
But the person started
The guy on the right also.
First.
Yeah, Sauce got there first, and then the other one got there eventually.
What's the lap time on this?
So the
reference?
blue one is 145. The red one, the reference is 146. Well, 147 almost. 146.
147, yeah.
Shago, are you the one that drove 147?
Emike.
Wait, AK, the last time we were at Monza, what was our reference? Was it not 147? Or was it 147 or 148?
151 is
what you mean the quickest in the session? The quickest time we saw in the session.
I think I was one car or two ahead of you. Or was it the other way around? I think you were ahead and I overtook you or something. I can't remember.
Now, are you asking for the fastest lap, or are you asking for who finished the race first?
No. What I'm asking is, what were our lap times? Like,
yeah, what are your average lap times?
The fastest lap times that we did in the session.
Yes.
I can't remember.
I think it was 147.
I think it was like mid 148.
What is your fastest lap time at Monza? Straight up.
147.7. 147.7, my quickest in the Jag.
There's no hope. Oh.
It won't be there. It won't be there because I wasn't using racing.
147. How I was it?
I've done a 147. I think 147.8 in the Merc. That Merc used to be a beast on that track. Or they destroyed the Merc.
Yeah, they
destroyed it, man.
They left it severely.
They left it bad. So now they even
remove Monza tracks here.
Past 151 for that month.
Same thing with Red Bull Ring too. It was nerfed seriously.
Yes, so I think it was
I
with
don't
LFM BOP, they added like 20 something.
I'm not convinced that talent can win at Red Bull Ring. You are just going around and breaking. It doesn't require anything.
It requires.
I don't know, Joe.
It requires because you can easily lose.
Even Monza. Now, Monza's Ascari chicane, for example, you need skill to pass that place. Monza's Ascari requires skill. Even the Parabolica requires skill. The braking, where you are supposed to start your throttle from, all those things you need to think. And Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2.
You see that turn
2. Red Bull Ring, you are just going.
If you see that turn 2 Red Bull Ring, it requires the skill of understanding that you are changing elevation.
Yeah,
so if you are changing elevation,
Red Bull Rings turn 2 elevation is rising, so you can brake later.
Yeah, you have to brake later, and you have to release your brake faster.
I know all those things. I'm not sure how. I don't know.
127.0. Jesus. What are these people? Maybe they even struggle with 129.
If I drive my own, it's 140 that will come out or something ridiculous.
But the track, that T1 switch,
if you nail
the amount of speed you can carry into
T1 is very satisfying.
Very satisfying. Actually, despite the fact that I'm not near you people as alien, I agree. T1 on Red Bull Ring is nice. Turn 1 is.
So come again.
I said, despite my inability to claim any kind of alien nature, I can agree with you actually that turn 1 on Red Bull Ring is nice. You think it's a hard stop where you have to slow down because even the map looks like a very hard turn, but look at the racing line.
As in,
look at the racing line. And the speed. What's the speed here? Let's see. Let's actually it's back. Yeah, the speed here, 100 and minimum 114 kilometers per hour. Can you imagine going that fast around this corner?
Yeah, that first turn is very
kilometers. That's like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, it is 70 miles an hour. 70 miles an hour. What would they do for motorway
here? Too. Not even in gear 1, it's in gear 2.
In second gear, of course. The second gear, that corner is the second gear corner.
It's completely insane, this. I think Red Bull
for me, it's when you're going downhill that I start to have problems.
This is the area in Red Bull Ring. This area here is the one that I really struggle with. These softer turns. Because these ones... You know that you are slowing down, if you don't slow down, you're going to end up over here, So you slow down for that, you get around it. But these ones are a bit deceptive. You don't know how slow you need to, well, I struggle with it at least. How slow do you need to go? And then this that has a false apex somewhere. It's a very long corner. So you are looking for apex until you get to the finish line. You'll still be looking for this apex, and it's the same thing here.
I think those corners are actually they're the actually easiest corners for me. The major problem for me is turn 2, turn 3, and then the last corner. Turn 2, turn 3, and then the last corner. Those are the places where I lose time. I'm 1 second off the fastest pace which is my problem right now. I'm in 128, while
Mm.
AK and his friends were doing 127 yesterday. I'm
No, I didn't do
struggling with
127
128.
yesterday. Oh. My best was like 128.6 yesterday.
No, I was doing 128 now. You guys were doing 127 now.
Nah, and not be me. I know my time now. Me not do 127 yesterday.
Then it means I was in
Who
129 and
who
you were in
guys? Who
128.
the guys?
Where are
AK
those
was top
people?
3 now. Me, I dey struggle with top 10. AK did for top 3. That's why that Red Bull ring. Yes, yesterday was my first time actually racing on the Red Bull ring. In fact, I had to
I don't think
do
I
an
don't think
AI
I've
race
even bought
just to get
DLC.
my track medals to join the
I don't
lobby.
think I've bought Red Bull Ring DLC.
Mm.
Yet. I need to check, but I don't think I have bought the DLCs yet.
The only ones I've not really raced. I've not raced the American tracks proper.
I
Kota,
haven't bought the American tracks. So yeah.
I've
I
done
had to
Kota
choose
well.
between. I had to choose between buying
because
the
you do
American
Kota on
tracks
iRacing now.
Yeah,
and the
no
UK
Kota
ones,
on LFM.
and I bought the UK ones.
No Kota on iRacing. Kota is only on LFM. I've done Kota on LFM multiple times. I've done what's the other American track now?
Road
Laguna
America.
Seca
Laguna
is
Seca is the
Oh,
popular
American.
track.
Road America. Road America is not on ACC now.
Road
No.
No,
Atlanta.
not yet. Mm-mm.
Road Atlanta.
Yeah.
You always do
Road
Road
Atlanta,
Atlanta.
Road America, those ones are easy peasy.
Watkins.
I like. I
Yeah,
hate
Watkins
Watkins
Glen.
Glen,
Glen.
yeah. Watkins Glen, exactly.
I hate
That's the track.
That track annoys me.
Which are Watkins Glen?
Yeah, Watkins. I don't. It seems
The place
easy
to
to
spend time on Watkins Glen is the
There's one nonsense banking there.
yeah, the bank and the final
The chicane. The final one, you can't tell whether you are supposed to take it flat out
chicane. Is it? Oh, the
or
chicane.
break.
Oh yes, the chicane. The chicane is easy now. The
Chicane is
chicane is
annoying.
easy.
Too.
It's the
chicane is
final.
annoying,
It's
and
the
then
final U.
the second to the last corner. You know, the final corner is the right turn, but before you get to that right turn, there is a left turn that you either can take flat out.
Yeah.
Or you have to
Yes.
Or I hate that place.
This
Because
Watkins
I've never
Glen way resemble rabbits.
That turn 9. That's where you need to make time. You need to make time in turn 9, and then you need to make time at
turn 9 is the one that goes uphill. The left-hander that goes uphill.
Turn 10 is the one. It's turn 10 me I'm talking about.
Yes.
No, turn 10 is easy now. How about turn 10 is easy?
Yeah,
just stay out wide a little, just a little longer than normal. Stay out wide and then turn. You will make the turn, and hold your revs. Don't shift gears until you are at the apex. Then you shift. That way you will make the turn without any
be
problem.
like say get 2 apex. So
area in front. There's water inside there. There's levels. That's not my problem. He's going to sleep on it.
Femi,
that toe and that turn 9, those are the critical areas.
This boy is just funny. It's on
toe and heel.
Because in one part.
No, the heel is still okay. Heel is, you take it with a 3, you turn in with a 3 and you're fine. But 9, because of the double apex there, people tend to break way before the apex to try to make the first apex. But what they don't realize is that you actually need to break at the apex, not before the apex. So you get off the throttle at the normal braking point, but then you apply your brakes at the apex, not before the apex. You apply, then I think you shift down twice, and then you make the turn.
Have you got a video?
That way you scrape like a second or thereabout, or it's at least 8/10.
Yeah. Technically, you're aiming for the second apex.
Yeah, the second apex is really what you're aiming for. Yeah. But you want to make sure that you rotate without an oversteer, because if you get an oversteer there, you're heading for the wall straight.
I think I know that corner. Like it's like an uphill. It's like you're coming from that. Yeah, you're coming from the bank, that banked, that camber corner, and then you are kind of like driving up. going uphill and then you, yeah, it's almost like a blind corner there.
Yeah, it's almost like a blind corner. Yeah.
Nah, that number 9. That Watkins Glen, I've not really raced it like that. I raced it a lot in AC, but I've not really come to grips with it on ACC yet.
Is Watkins Glen in ACC?
It is.
Mhm.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it's there. It's
Should
part
give
of
this a
American-
try. Oh.
it's part of the American track setup. I think I only have Laguna Seca in the American one. I had to choose between the American pack and the UK ones, and I bought the UK ones. Even the UK ones,
I
Old
not
pack
even
is the only
raced
one.
down. Ah,
It's the only one I have.
Alton, Donington,
Yeah, all
Snetterton.
the-
Oh,
They're not
guys,
even
I
at
don't-
You
at
know-
I don't
all.
know Snetterton. I don't know Donington.
Oulton Park.
Donington and Snetterton are my favorite tracks.
No,
those
I had to
tracks.
learn. I want to learn them one by one because when you,
Oulton
like I
Park.
said that thing in the group the other day and it was controversial.
Yeah, Oulton Park.
But
Oulton
people
Park
don't
as well.
care.
Oulton
About-
Park used to be my local track when I lived in Crewe. Now, there
Oh
was
yeah,
a-
Alton Park is like an hour away from me now. No,
Yes,
yeah,
it's
if you
not
live
far
in
from
Crewe,
you.
yeah, definitely.
Now, there was a year, maybe it was 2019 or 2020, where my wife got me a track day for my birthday. So when I would go now, it was Oulton Park. And I so thoroughly enjoyed myself. When I got back home, I spent like 6 hours with the Aston Martin in VR on Oulton Park. I could not get up. I just kept going around and round and round.
Okay, so
It was
how
so
would so
nice.
how would you compare? How would you compare it? What exactly does VR do to get us? Since you have done the real track day, how would you compare it to VR?
You have to be
How
in
close?
VR.
How close does VR get you?
You have to be in VR. As far as I'm concerned, there is no substitute for virtual reality.
I tried to race the OG Assetto Corsa in only VR.
Motion sickness is a thing.
Yeah, I still
the
have
jitter is
it.
too much.
I still have my motion sickness.
The
I
jitter-
train myself, but the
jitter
moment
is
I
too
notice
much
it is
on
starting to set in, I take off the headset. I don't. I don't-
I don't know what
You
it
know
is.
what? You know what that is here. I've tried. Jitter is too much. When you shake your head left to right, no, it's not nice in AC. I don't know how to get rid of that jitter.
Do I have that? But what VR headset do you use?
Me, I use an Oculus
The
Quest
HP
2.
reverb.
Okay. Those are one of the good ones now.
Which one?
I heard Oculus 3 has gotten rid of the motion sickness completely. So I
Has
don't know
it?
how they
That's
managed
what
to
they
do
say.
that.
You have to get
I
it
saw
first,
Oculus
unless you
3.
tried it.
I saw Oculus 3 in C Exchange here.
How much are they saying?
I didn't pay attention. I don't have plans. Not at the moment.
You don't have plans.
Brand new is like $600, I think, or less. I think it has come down since these guys released
Yeah, I
their
was just wondering why
3,000.
Let's see
Why
how much
somebody
is
was
$3,000.
Oculus 3.
somebody was already tired of their Oculus 3 that they've given it to C Exchange. When did they release Oculus 3?
Oculus Quest 3.
Because if you find it there, somebody has come to
Can you
sell it to them.
imagine this thing is £620 for what?
I have the
So,
Quest
others
2,
one than the
but it's
others-
still.
Request 2. I
Yeah.
want to. I'm probably going to upgrade my. I have the Rift S, and I'm thinking to go from Rift S to Quest 2. But I think I'll just keep Quest 2 altogether and go to Quest 3.
I used to
Yeah,
have a
just do
Rift
Quest
S, you know.
But the Rift S is not.
How
bad.
much is CX selling it?
What was that?
The Rift, the
How
Quest
much
3 that you
CX
saw.
is sell Quest?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to how much. I guess,
CX.
but I think it was over 200
Oh,
pounds. I
it
think it was
is well over 200.
I think it was
It's
over 200 pounds.
365.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Somebody is selling it on eBay for 350.
I don't know if the exchange
It's about right. That's about right.
Yeah, that's that. I think that's
Oh,
the range.
right.
But I think the exchange price was lower than that.
August talks to me. I come tomorrow with 459 pounds. You're unlikely to get it for less than 350. That's the lowest price I'm seeing here. But honestly, even recently, I was struggling to get the car around the track and all of that, and yeah, I just went into VR, tried it out, and I couldn't. I stopped having problems. Ever since I got this new PC, and I've been able to run VR. I'm running in epic mode actually, and it's holding it well. So
is that the new PC?
Yes.
That's the new PC, no? Because I was about to say epic.
So what did you upgrade?
I upgraded to a i7 13th generation. It's a 3080 RTX with 16 gig of RAM.
Oh, yeah, that's some big upgrades, man. From the 1080 to 3080s.
The 3080 or more. It skipped my own
Huge.
generation entirely.
It is a huge upgrade. As in me, I was
Huge.
for the fact that my 1080 was able to last for so long. I wanted something that would carry me for another 5 years. I got my 1080 for my birthday when I
3070 and I'm
turned
already
40.
crying. I need an upgrade. I need to upgrade,
Nah.
man. I need to get to 4070
Yeah,
or
I wa-
4080.
I went from the same 1080 to 3080. Jesus.
Yeah,
That's night and
it's
day.
a huge jump.
Oh yeah, me, I went from
In iRacing, I'm getting like 50,
20.
55 FPS,
This is the
which
funny
is
thing.
my
I've
problem.
never
On Red
in
Bull
my
Ring
life
yesterday, I
counted
was
frames per
getting
second.
real massive stutters.
I've never checked my
But
frames per
iRacing
second. I don't even know where to
not,
check it.
it's not resource intensive now.
It is,
Is it?
in triples, it's resources intensive.
Triples
Number
will
of
be
pixels
resource
to drive
intensive.
triples is huge. 7680. Is it 1440p you're using?
Yeah, 1440p, yeah.
Yeah, so that's 768 by 1440p. That was like almost 8 million pixels now.
Mine is even
After drive.
7780 by 1440.
Me,
It's about to drive.
after
Diesel
VR
corrected.
is 49. After VR is 49 inches. I've driven a 49-inch. I drove it at the FIA Motorsport Games. But before that, back in 2021, I got to drive on a 49-inch, a rig with a 49-inch monitor. There's nothing like it. And then with this, my dashboard, to have that wide screen and then put the steering wheel on one side, so that you have a more realistic driving position, rather than driving in the middle of the steering of the screen. That's it. It was really good. But
I know what you mean when you're in VR. I know what you mean when you're in VR and you look forward. You only see your left mirror. You don't see your right mirror. You understand? So that 49 gives you that perspective as well, where you kind of see your long dash and then the left mirror.
Exactly. It's quite amazing. But the thing that VR does, just the intuitiveness of it. If you turn your head, you see what you are doing on that side. If you look back a bit, you see the cars that are coming up behind you. There was a day, in fact, I got up and I stood outside. I was looking at the car. It's just something else. It's
ACC, the detailing in ACC is insane.
Great. But I'll tell you
Jesus
what goes
Christ.
better. I'll tell you what goes one better. Detailing, nothing is like Gran Turismo 7. Yes, it's a bit of a game rather than a simulator. But if you are looking for detail and graphics, there's nothing better than Gran
In
Turismo.
VR, the detail in VR is solid as well.
Yes. Yes. The only reason I'm not playing Gran Turismo 7 these days is because I can't get it on my SimJacks. So there's an adapter that I can buy which is for the Heusinkveld pedals, but that is another £150. How will I justify that one to my unborn daughter? So it's just so much expense. You're spending money on this, then this, then this, then this, then this,
Yeah.
and you just have to
Never end.
just have to arrange yourself.
I know. I'm looking for my next 10K to kind of upgrade my system, upgrade my pedals.
Yeah,
Add maybe a little bit of motion to it, probably D-Box or one
man,
of these
that D
other
box
cheaper
is
ones.
another thing. No, D box. The kit alone is £7,500.
Yeah, I saw one for 5,000 on it's the older version
Okay.
on SimLabs. But there's one other manufacturer that is around 3,000 and it's pretty
Yes.
good. I can't remember the name now,
Yes.
but I saw it on this guy's channel, on this Boosted Media's channel. It was actually pretty good, and it was retailing for around 3,000. So I think that one too is another option that I can look at. For me, all in all, the major problem I'm having right now is power supply. So I have APCs
Yes.
connected to the rig,
Yeah.
but they don't last that long before the generator can come on. So usually there's a lag time before the generator comes on. The generator will like come on like maybe say within 5 minutes. Before that 5 minutes is over, especially when I'm racing, the system sometimes would have dropped
Yes. And
because
how
of the
many kVA is your
power draw.
how many kVA is your UPS?
The UPS is like I have two kVAs, two each.
And that's still not able to power it. Wow.
It just I don't know why it keeps dropping. I even switched them over, moved one to the other to try to see. I separated. I have two monitors and the steering wheel and other peripherals. I have them separate on one UPS. Then I have the PC, the center monitor, and the sound for the bass shakers. I have that on another UPS, so that there's like a balancing act
Yeah.
between the two UPSs, so
Yeah.
that if power goes out on one, I still have power on the one that has the center screen, so that I can still see what's going on until the generator comes on. But still, it drops. So now I'm thinking of buying a higher capacity APC that has a longer backup time,
What
so that
about
at least
these
it can
solar
last
power
before.
walls? Do you have them are they in Nigeria now?
Yeah, not in Nigeria. Now the one with that. If not, that would have
Okay.
been my first option.
Mm.
Either a Tesla Powerwall or at least big battery, or
Yeah.
maybe Anker. Anker is also good. Those are the ones I've been looking at online, but they're not in Nigeria yet.
Mm.
Anchor, I'm surprised Anchor is not in Nigeria though.
It's not in Nigeria.
That's popular enough.
Not in Nigeria. In fact, one of my friends built his entire backup system on. In fact, he has solar as well. He built it using old laptop batteries.
Old laptop batteries. How many?
Shego,
There are
look at
many.
the link I sent. Look at the link
Over
I sent on
1,000.
Discord. Is that how your pedals are?
Let's see. Where's the Discord?
Link on Discord.
On the Banter text channel.
Okay. Banter paddock. Yes. Very, very similar. Only that mine are not black. Mine are silver, normal metal color.
Yeah.
But it's
Okay.
essentially the same.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, small differences I'm seeing here in appearance, but the essential structure is all the same. It's all the same.
Okay, so that means the SIM jack, SIMI box, and there's another one. I think they're all from the same factory. They just branded them differently.
There's another one. What is it now?
Because this one is coming in at 260 for 3 pedals, clutch, brake.
I bought mine
Just
220.
do Simlabs XP1 pedals. I think now, how much did I buy it again? I can't remember now, but I think it's far cheaper than them. But the value is just called us now. And
You
then
know
like
what?
they're
I'm
the best
actually
after
looking on.
Cube. They're the best.
I'm actually looking at the XP ones right now. Someone has made an offer, but his price is asking for is even higher than buying it direct from SimLabs.
I think
means
it's
it's
its availability. Is it readily available
That
from
means
sale?
it's scarce. Yeah, that
It
means
will
it's
come
scarce
in
because
2
those
weeks.
pedals are
I
gangster,
get
man.
pedals when they use already, so I can wait 2 weeks for it to come. It's not like
Those pedals are gangster. I think the only pedals that are better right now is SimiCube. And because SimiCube has the active pedal set the active pedal that you can, adjust in the software. But if you're able to add the Simagic P1000 vibrating kit and add it to the ABS and the wheel slip telemetry, if you can add that to the pedals to give you that vibration on the pedals, you're done, man. You're
Can I
done.
say
Those
actually?
pedals are strong.
Can I say actually? I've added I harvested some motors from PS4 controllers, or one PS4
Yeah,
controller.
how did that even
One.
turn out? Is it still working?
Yeah, it's
How
working.
did
It's
it turn
great
out?
actually. So I harvested from one PS4 pad and one from a Google Stadia pad. It is really good. The immersion that I get, right, when I get into the car and press start, and then the engine starts on the thing, the rig starts vibrating because I've set the RPM to come through the accelerator pedal.
Okay.
So the rig starts vibrating. You
nice.
actually feel like you're inside a car.
Yeah.
It's quite
Yeah, I have that with
something.
my bass speakers as well.
Yeah,
And you actually don't really understand how much immersion it adds until you turn it off. Then
Oh
you
yes.
realize that this thing feels dead.
I can't
When they're
drive
on,
without it,
it
Ross.
just feels, yeah.
I
When you
can't.
have wheel sleep, when you have, like when your ABS kicks in,
Yes.
or when you are, when you are formation lap and you are just, all those feelings, you just don't know how much they actually help improve your
now
racing.
I have to be turning on SimLabs every time before I turn on ACC. If I don't turn it on, I will know once I start driving. Say, bro,
Yeah, exactly.
press pause. Go and turn that thing on.
Yeah.
So there we go, guys. I won't lie to you. I'm falling asleep, and there's work tomorrow. I think this has been a nice session. I'm glad that we recorded it because we can watch it again, and hopefully somebody else can get something out of it. But yeah, thanks a lot for joining. Thanks a lot for the conversation. We should do this often because all we're doing here is just sharing information, sharing knowledge, and we're making each other better. I really, really appreciate this tip that Femo gave for starting to learn that muscle memory, because I've always wondered, okay, what's the benchmark? Where do you start learning from? Because you don't want the learning curves to be so long. You want a steep learning curve so you learn quick in a short amount of time. And I think that really helped. So, and AK, we are always learning from you. We want to be like you. We want to be going through that corner in a Paul Ricard at the same speed as you. But we are coming. We are coming.
Nice one.
Afalabi, don't worry. We'll be learning how to run out of fuel from you.
Jesus. My God, this one feels.
You will take shot at me, Sha.
You know I'm your guy. If I don't take shot at you, you'll be concerned that something is wrong. Oh dear. All right, guys.
See you later. Good.
Have a lovely evening, everyone. Good night.
Yeah, have a good night.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Nice one. Bye.
No wahala. Thank you.